Hey guys, it's Natalie with Paved with Fruit. I think it's been a little more than a week since my last video, which I'm sorry about that, but um, I think I've told y'all I've got two seniors. They both had prom this past weekend, and my daughter's very good friend actually flew from the mainland to surprise her to take her to prom. So we've had house guests, and it's also his first time to come to Hawaii, or better yet, to even ever even see the ocean. So we've been very busy kind of showing him around. But anyway, so last night I had gotten some comments on my YouTube videos, and I kind of wanted to address a couple of those questions that were asked. She was saying she wanted to start this, and she was saying that the evenings are her um, most difficult time. And she was asking if I had any suggestions or what I tend to do for that. And I was thinking about it, I was talking about it with my husband, and I realized when I first started this, and when I was thinking about starting it, I was so worried about evening times because that was the time that I ate the most, and I always wanted something sweet. Like, always. I craved it. Like, even when I was full, I craved it. Like, I can remember sitting down and eating what I had cooked for everybody else, spaghetti or whatever, and eating until I was full. And then within 20 minutes, sometimes even less, of being done with my plate, already looking for something sweet. Not even a lot, just needing that something sweet. That was my big thing. Like, I ate dinner just to get to dessert. So I was really worried about that. I figured the evenings would be my most difficult time too, and I was kind of worried about what I was going to do and if fruit would really satisfy me. Because I'll also say that in the beginning, I was really worried about how I was actually going to survive. Because yes, I like salad, and I like carrots and broccoli and cauliflower, and I actually prefer them raw, but I like them on a lot of dressing and ranch dip. And I'll eat a banana and some oranges, and I'll eat an apple, but none of that was my favorite. And so I was thinking to myself, how am I going to make this work? Like, and I was really concerned with if my taste buds would change and I would just become adapted to it. And what I can tell you now, 5 weeks later, is very much so. Yes, very much so. I used to think an apple was good. I mean, it was an apple, it was fine. Now, when I eat apples, it's like freaking candy. Like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong when I eat an apple now. But as for the evenings being a rough time for me, I have to tell you, from day one, it has never been a rough time. From the moment. And I don't know why. Other than I'm giving my body what it wanted, what it needed, and I have no more cravings. I will tell you that every Friday, I come up with a new raw vegan dessert recipe. That's very important. It's raw vegan. And I make it for the whole family. And I'm kind of doing my main reason for that, not so much that I crave it. Like, I do not look forward to Friday like, oh my God, it can't get here fast enough. I want something sweet. I look forward to Friday because I'm cooking something new and different for my kids. And I love to see the look on their face when I say, by the way, that's raw vegan. And they're like, really? So I look forward to Fridays for that. But I eat a huge salad for dinner, and I am not hungry. Not only am I not hungry, but I don't crave anything. I don't want anything else. I go to bed just as full as I was when I finished my bowl of salad. And I have noticed in maybe the past week since we've had company that maybe around a little after before lunchtime, I kind of will crave stuff. I can't even really say that because I have reaped so many health benefits in 5 weeks that even if okay, like yesterday, my kids made cinnamon rolls, and I love some cinnamon rolls. And I'm gonna tell you, they smelled really freaking good. Like I'm sitting here in my studio, and they're cooking in the oven, and they asked me to come put the icing on it, and I did it, and it smells so good. And there was a part of me that really kind of wanted to take a bite, and I was like, I even looked on it to see if it was vegan because I was thinking, okay, I haven't had anything at all in 5 weeks. I've not cheated, nothing. And if it's vegan, I'll eat half of one just because it's vegan, but it wasn't. So the minute I found out that it wasn't, I didn't want it anymore. I think that's another part of it too because it's not just about losing weight, which I love. I see so many benefits that I don't want it and I don't crave it because I know there are other options. And then so it's not just about the weight loss, it's about everything to me. And it's really, really about the useless slaughter and torture of animals. So the minute I read something and it is not vegan, I do not want it at all. Like there's nothing about it that I want. Period. On Saturday, my children, yeah, Saturday night, my kids had prom. I told you I had two seniors. So my daughter and my son had prom, and my daughter's date came in from out of town, and my son's girlfriend lives here. And I guess like most kids do, they stay out all night on prom night, and they were talking with me about getting a hotel. And for my son, that didn't really scare me that much because he's lived here for 4 years, but my daughter hasn't. She just recently moved back home, and she's kind of new here. And then her friend that came in from the mainland, he obviously had never been here, and they're obviously not going to share a hotel room. So I just got thinking about my daughter roaming around Honolulu at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, trying to find a hotel, and it just kind of scared me. And then I knew there's a lot of stuff that can go on prom night, especially when you live in a tourist destination. Their prom was not at their high school; it was held in Waikiki, which a Saturday night Waikiki tourist destination. There's a lot, and it really kind of started freaking me out a little bit. So me and the kids and my husband talked about it, and we decided that instead of them paying in Waikiki $150 to $200 for a hotel room, being separate from each other, that they could go in half and half and buy me and their stepdad, my husband, a hotel room. And we would leave the house. We would go stay at the hotel room, and them and their dates could come back home to the house. And then that way, I know some of you are probably freaking out going, oh my God, but they're seniors. My son is 17. My daughter just turned 19. I mean, hello, people. Think back to what you did on your prom night. So, I mean, my husband and I try to be very realistic about what our kids are going to do. And so then we try to set the scenario up for it to be the safest for them. I got to tell y'all, they were home by 10:30. Prom night, they texted me and they're like, we're home now. You said you wanted us to text you when we're home. I'm sitting here thinking, wow, all right. The only reason I'm telling you about this, though, is I found that a challenge. I did not prepare myself. We got to that hotel room. I was so excited. I love staying in a hotel. And I was like, yay. And then my husband says, I'm kind of hungry. What do you want to eat? And I'm like, oh, my. I didn't think about that. I mean, I brought myself some fruit. I brought some oranges and bananas and apples and some of my dried fruit. But I didn't bring anything like to make a salad or anything like that. And we were laying on the bed, and I'm like trying to look up, okay, what does, because McDonald's was right next door. I was like, what does McDonald's have that's vegan? And oh man, I thought, okay, they're French fries, and I got thinking, wait a minute, they probably fry the French fries in the same thing they fry the chicken in, and so I looked it up, and no, McDonald's French fries are not vegan, by the way. Burger King's are, but McDonald's are not. And I didn't really want to add all that oil and junk to me anyway. So I started to cry, and my husband was like, what does the matter? I'm like, I don't know. I feel really hopeless right now. I feel like there's nothing I can eat. And my husband was like, did you just look up if there's any vegan restaurants? And I'm like, we found the coolest little vegan, casual, kind of like restaurant, almost like a cafe. We went and got me a sandwich. So I did not stay raw that night because I did have a tempeh sandwich. So the bread, I guess, would not be raw, but everything else on the sandwich was raw. But it was all vegan. It was so good. But I was sitting there eating it, I was thinking to myself, would I have thought this was that good 5 weeks ago? And I don't think I would have. I think I would have been like, okay, I can get used to this, or I can eat it because I need to eat it. But like, I was literally eating that sandwich 5 weeks later, and I was like, oh my God, this is so good. I mean, it was just amazing. It was so good. And I raved and raved and raved about it that when we left the hotel the next day on our way home, my husband wanted to stop back at it again. So we stopped on our way in, and we got their Caesar salad with their homemade dressing, and my husband actually ate it, and he was dumbfounded. He was like, this is amazing. So again, slowly but surely, my family is kind of transitioning. I do want to say that I am now officially off my Zoloft 2. So now I'm not on any antidepressants. I've been off the Zoloft now for a week. I am taking 2,000 milligrams of niacin, and I'm a very happy girl. And there's a lot of changes in me. A lot. My husband and I were actually talking about it when we were at the hotel room. And yeah, he's seeing changes in me that I didn't even see myself. So I encourage you. I really do. Just don't sweat the small details. Just make a plan and do it. I promise you, those cravings, they're not going to be as bad as you thought. They're really not. You just got to have yourself mentally prepared for it. I noticed another person had said that they were amazed that I just jumped in there and just did it. And as far as the outwardness of it, like me just getting up and saying, today's the day, and I've just done it, yes, that was. But I spent about a month to a month and a half mentally gathering information and preparing myself for it and watching and learning and realizing that that is really where my heart was. So I didn't just wake up one morning and say, hey, I want to do this, and then do it. I did wake up one morning and say, today's the day, and I did it, and I ran with it, and I haven't looked back. But it was a lot going on in here first. So, yeah. I'm sorry. I think I may seem a little down today. I'm really not. I just have a lot going on. I really do. Surgeries in less than a week now, so I'm kind of really worried about that. Now I'm going to quit talking, and I'm going to show you the pictures. And hugs and loves, my friends. Until next time. Bye. I encourage you to stop the video to look at these a little closer, but ST or SD means start date. So the start date is February 20th. And then the picture, the date that it was taken is also on there. So this one's from March 8th to March 20th. Remember, I could not put these shorts on at all before February 21st. This was from December to just a couple of weeks ago. This was the only picture I had close up of my face. Now, this one is between March 20th and March 27th, and there's not a huge difference, but you can still see a pretty good difference. If you look at the bottom of the shorts, you can see that it's getting more baggy. To date, I have lost 31 pounds in 5 weeks.